Hi, my name is Samantha Mahaffey, and I feel like God has asked me to share some things with some people. So here's this verse. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit, according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:11 through 12. So here's the deal. I was praying this year, and I believe that God told me that I needed to inspire people. And honestly, I don't really feel like inspiring people is something that I'm necessarily good at. But I also feel like God has given me talents and things that I can share. And so if He wants me to inspire you all by recording a video, here's what I'm doing. Um, in Genesis 1, I didn't expect to find a whole lot. I just finished the book that I was reading and I started reading Genesis because it was one of the books that I hadn't read in this particular Bible, which is to say that I've read it in several other Bibles, several occasions in my life, and I really didn't expect to find too much in it. But then I got really intrigued by this verse that said that the seed came from the tree and that the tree produced its own fruit and the fruit has the seed inside of it, which doesn't sound all that exciting. But um, if God called me to inspire people, then He asked me to inspire them with what I have inside of myself. And I feel like we have a lot of people out there who have gifts inside of them that they may or may not be utilizing. And the question remains that are we using the gifts that God has given us to produce the fruit, but then also the seed that goes into the ground for other people? Are you using the gifts that God has given you? Whether it's, well, let's just use my gifts as an example. I crochet and I'm a student midwife and I homeschool my kids and I love Jesus. Those are all things that I do pretty well. And so God is asking me, do I crochet in a way that glorifies Him? And can I teach other people to crochet in a way that honors Him? Do I homeschool my children and teach other people to homeschool their children in a way that honors Him? Do I use midwifery skills and teach other people to use those same skills in a way that honors God? So for you, you may have some completely different skills than I have. My husband has a real passion for evangelism. And so if he is not building up the skills that God has given him to evangelize to other people, but then taking it one step further, not just building up the skills to teach other people or to evangelize to people, but also to teach those people to evangelize to other people, then are we using our gifts to their fullest extent? Are we developing inside of ourselves the things that God really wants us to say or do or produce? Are we producing anything for Jesus? So that's my inspiration for today. I I created this pattern for our family. Every year we are picking a word. It's usually me picking the word and then introducing it to my family, but we're picking a word and giving that word to the whole family, all of my 5 children and my husband and myself, and building off of it for the entire year. So the first year that we did it was kindness, and I just saw that the kids were not being very kind to each other, and I wanted to build kindness in our family. So that was our first word. The second year it was brave, and I prayed hard about it, and I really felt like God was telling us that anxiety and fear were ruling us too much, and so we needed to be brave and step out. So that was our word last year, and I think that we did a pretty good job of doing it. We're still working on kindness and we're still working on being brave, But now this year for 2023, we are supposed to inspire people. And I feel overwhelmed by that idea. I want to be an inspiration, but I want to do it just by living. I don't want to be on a video in front of you people and having you judge me. And so this is a stretch for me. But if God has called me to inspire people, then what has He called me to inspire them with? And that was a big question. And I spent the last 5 days considering, what am I going to tell people? What am I going to share with them? And how am I going to inspire people on a video? And then this morning I woke up and I read Genesis, and I just had this feeling that today's the day. Today is the day that I'm actually going to record a video and share it with people in real life. And I still didn't know what I was going to share, but then God brought me Genesis 1, verse 11 and 12. What seed has God planted inside of you that you can grow in someone else? How can you grow your skills as an individual? And how can you produce the fruit that God has built in you in someone else? Inspire someone today.